If you don't get these items, you're making insanely big mistake that are slowing down your third sea progress. And if you don't reach this island in the right time, you will make an irreversible mistake that no one wants to do. So, if you want to know how you can avoid these mistakes and avoid wasting time in third sea, make sure you watch this video till the end. Today's shoutouts go to these guys. If you want a shoutout in the next video, just leave a like and tell me in the comments how many mistakes from this video have you made. During the first and second sea you could rely completely on your fighting style or fruit and such. But in the third sea it's a bit different. Here you have to combine all possible items that you can equip in order to maximize your full potential and actually make some results in ping. So having a good sword is really important. And what swords are like that in the third sea? Well, we have well-known Cursed Dual Katana, or simply the CDK. You can get it by completing the Cursed Dual Katana puzzle. But in order to even start the obtainment process for the CDK, you have to obtain the Yama and Tushita. Both are really good swords as well. So, if you want the step-by-step guide on how to get the CDK as well as Yama and Tushita, check out these videos. But is the sword any good? Well, just like I said, it's insanely powerful with extremely high damage multi-target attacks that are great for almost any combo and build. Also, it has really fast M1s, so you can spam them and grind normal enemies really fast. But what about Shark Anchor? Well, Shark Anchor is another insanely powerful sword. It's also the newest. Some say it's harder to get than the Cursed Dual Katana, but I think that they are about the same when it comes to obtainment difficulty. It has extremely high damage and long stuns, so it's really good for combos. And most importantly, it looks so sick. So make sure you get these swords after you reach max level. This is a mistake that I personally made, and it's so stupid. In Blox Fruits we have all this stuff such as race, swords, hockey and so on. And when you reach even second sea and especially the third sea, you unlock the ability to upgrade them to version 2, 3 or even 4 for some items, like race. But many players that play this game for their first time don't know anything about that, including me when I played for the first time. So for example, when it comes to races you have 4 versions of them. V1 is when you just get the race obviously, V2 and V3 you can get in the second sea, and for the V4 you have to be in the third sea. So if you want to upgrade your race to V4, make sure to check this video out. Also, for some swords we have version 2, but it's special for every sword, like saber and pole. But we have upgrading swords at the blacksmith, which is possible for any sword, so make sure to check that out. And now for the fighting styles. We of course have V2 for most fighting style, but they have their official names. For example, Dark Step is the V1 and the Death Step is V2. Electro is V1, Electric Claw is V2. Dragon Breath is V1 and Dragon Talon is V2. Water Kung Fu is V1 and Shark Man Karate is V2. You get the point. So if you want to know how to get these upgraded versions of stuff, check these videos out. With all these new updates we got so much new stuff for endgame players, and one of the most interesting parts about that are of course new bosses, for example Leviathan and Terror Shark. But just like I said, it's for the endgame players, so a lot of players make the mistake of chasing them too early. They see all these drops and think to themselves how good it would be for them to get them. But they aren't even close to the endgame. So, if you want not to waste any time chasing wrong things, make sure to stay away from these bosses until you reach certain requirements, like level and gear, and finding somebody that can hunt them down for you is always a good option. We all know that guns in this game are extremely underrated. Of course not all of them, but the ones that I am about to show you are extremely underrated. And one of the most underrated ones is the Soul Guitar. Why? Well, first of all, it's the only mythical gun in the game, so only that tells us how special it is. It has its own special obtainment process, which includes completing a difficult puzzle, so it's not that easy to get. However, it has really high damage, insanely far range, and is perfecting for starting combos, which is the reason most players use it in the first place. It's really useful in the PvP. So if you want to know how not to make this mistake, check out this video to find out how to get this masterpiece of a gun. When you reach third sea you will have tons of different options when it comes to fighting styles. But there are 2 best ones. And those are God Human and Sanguinary. So which one should you get? Well, simply said, at the end of the day you should get both. But that's when you complete all the leveling up and grinding. So picking the right one before maxing out your level is very important. And that's exactly where a lot of players make a mistake. Sanguinary is the newest fighting style, so it has the most hype around it, which doesn't mean it's bad. It's actually insanely good. But the thing is that the Sanguinary is made for endgame flipping, and as a not maxed player you don't really need that. And also it's extremely hard to get. God Human is also pretty hard to get, but it's more time consuming rather than difficult. But what's more important is the fact that God Human fighting style is more for grinding and progressing through the game. It has really fast attacks with low knockback and high damage, so it's ideal for players that are pushing through the 3rd C. So in my opinion, getting God Human is much more useful rather than getting the Sanguine Art. So guys, if you found this video helpful, make sure you leave a like and a sub to let me know that I should make more useful videos like this one. Thanks for watching and see you soon.